Hello everybody, Melanie here and welcome back to my channel. Hello to all new subscribers, to people who've just found me, and hi to people who still follow me. Let me tell you a bit about myself if you don't already know. I'm a mental health counsellor and also a coach, and I specialise in helping people recover from trauma. And a lot of this is helping people who have come out of dysfunctional relationships. So I want to start like a playlist, a list of videos helping people moving on from their ex. As this is a question I get asked a lot, can you please give me tips on how to move on quicker from my ex to help me forget my ex? I couldn't possibly put it all into one video, so I'd like to make a series of videos, and I'm starting with this one because I think this is quite an important topic to talk about. When scrolling through YouTube videos, I'm often seeing clickbait titles like, should I get revenge on my ex? How to best get revenge on my narcissistic ex? I don't want to go down that route. I want to make it clear from the get-go that revenge is not conducive to healing. In fact, seeking revenge and staying in a vengeful mindset is the antithesis to healing towards personal development and recovery. And I shall explain why. I want to start by addressing what I trained in, what I studied, what I think is important here, to talk about how energy follows thought. Whatever you pay attention to, energy follows. Whatever your mind dwells on, energy follows. This is why cultivating mindfulness, awareness of what's going on in your head is key. It's key in everything. It's key in becoming a master of yourself. It's key in learning meditation. It's essential in personal development to cultivate awareness of what's going on in your head, which thoughts that you choose to dwell on. Empowerment, which is what I teach, which is the most important thing if you want to recover from abuse. And let's face it, when you've been abused, you've had your power taken away from you. So people are seeking to feel powerful again, to get their sense of empowerment back. Cultivating awareness of the thoughts that you choose to dwell on. And let's face it, this is choice. You can choose on which thoughts to dwell on and to ruminate on, just like you choose your clothes to put on in the morning. Your mind is very, very powerful. So wherever you concentrate, wherever you focus your thoughts on at any given time, this has the power to accumulate more energy. And this in turn can create feelings that are evoked from these thoughts, which further strengthen the thoughts and then produce a behavior. And this can create what we call in psychosynthesis a maintaining cycle. You get caught in a loop. And the more that you feed this cycle with particular thoughts, the more energy you give it, and eventually these cycles become grooved into your mind. And the more that you choose to keep the cycle going, the deeper the grooves form in your mind. And then on impulse, you end up wanting to keep thinking this way and keep this cycle going. I start this video by talking about this because when it comes to moving on from your ex, quite simply, it's paying attention to these maintaining cycles that you've created and choosing to create a new cycle. But this comes from intent. This comes from a conscious effort, will, intent on your part to choose a different path. But you see, the more we keep treading this cycle, the harder it is, because this becomes addiction. This becomes addictive. People can become addicted to thinking about someone. Obsessional behavior can arise when we're constantly dwelling on someone and the feelings that emerge from these thoughts. You can get stuck in your own personal prison, in your own personal hell, simply by your own thoughts. Now, if you've been hard done by your ex, or by a friend, by a co-worker, by a family member, and you end up dwelling on it, ruminating about it, what do you think this causes? This can cause feelings of bitterness, anger, turning into rage. We become fixated, we become obsessed. Do you think this is conducive to healing? Do you think that this is you recovering? I talk about anger in my videos, and I'm a fan of anger. You know what? I don't believe that anger should be shamed. All of our feelings are there to guide us. However, it's what we choose to do with these feelings that come up makes all the difference. So let's talk about anger. Anger is a territorial response. It's a very energizing emotion. It makes us aware that we are being mistreated, when people are encroaching on our boundaries, when we're being abused. This energizes us into saying, no, no more. I do not accept this. This can wake us up from depression when we're stuck in inertia, when we've been stuck in a daze and a cloud. The anger is very energizing. But when we keep ruminating on anger, instead of using it correctly, which I'll describe in a second, but when we keep ruminating on it, this turns into what I call neurotic anger. It festers within us. It can create resentment, bitterness. The anger turns into rage. It destroys us. It is corrosive. It twists us. It then creates a very narrow-minded view of how you see the world. It becomes obsessive. You can only think about this. And the thing about this toxic anger is that it seeks a target. And as such, this compulsive and obsessional thinking means that it's hard to move on from your ex, because in your head, you're still tied to them. You're still thinking about them. You're ruminating about all the stuff that they've done. And it creates suffering. It creates illness. It creates disease within you. There is a way to work with anger. There is a way to transform this neurotic, toxic anger into what I call existential anger. Existential anger is anger at betraying ourselves, anger at ourselves for not living our life according to our higher self, or not living in adaptive ways of being, anger at ourselves for allowing this to happen for too long, anger at ourselves for putting ourselves in situations in which we were abused. We're around people who just kept taking and hurting us and exploiting us. And the anger deep down is at ourselves for allowing this to happen. It's very different when we're children. We have no choice. And as children, we are dependent on our caregivers and they are hurting us. You're an adult now. As an adult, you have a choice. You have a choice to change your environment. It is within you to make a change. Transforming anger into existential anger, what this does, this motivates us into making a change so that the past does not keep happening again. So, for example, if you're angry at always giving people the benefit of the doubt, maybe giving your ex, maybe giving your friend the benefit of the doubt, and they keep disappointing you, they keep hurting you, they keep letting you down, and the anger is there to say, I can't keep doing this anymore. Why do I keep doing this? Why do I keep fawning to this person? Why do I keep giving them the benefit of the doubt? It's meant to wake us up from this sleep state that we're in and to do something different with yourself. The greatest teachers for me were my enemies. What do I mean by that? Through very difficult friendships, through difficult relationships, they have taught me the most. They have encouraged me and spurred me on to making a change about myself. Indeed, this is the gift, the opportunity that traumatic relationship offers. It's the motivation through anger to change, to do something different, to finally live life on my terms, to stop living as my old adaptive way of being, to stop being so allowing and tolerant, and instead be the change that I wish to see. I used to project my inner gold, my power. I used to give my power away to people who I thought embodied all that I want to be, and then turned out that they were charlatans. And the experience made me realize, you know what, I could be doing this work myself, that I'm worth listening to, that I have value. So the trauma actually motivated me to change. And this is the gift, the opportunity that trauma presents. It's a gift for change, for inner resurrection, to emerge as the inner phoenix within you, which isn't the same as how it used to be, but a stronger, resilient, wiser, more assertive person. If life is always filled with happy, positive, peaceful interactions, where's the grit there? Where is the challenge to improve ourselves if everything's always good? Sometimes all we need is a shift in perspective to help us come to peace with what's happened. And this is it for me. When you ask me what's the best way to move on, it's to cultivate peace, inner peace, forgiveness, understanding. Dwelling on thoughts of vengeance is not going to create inner peace. Now, please don't conflate seeking vengeance with seeking justice. If you have been subject to domestic violence from your partner, if this was criminal activity, if you are worried that this person may go on to hurt other people and you think, well, I need to do something to stop this from happening, okay, go to the police. This is what they're trained to do. I know the police not perfect, but these are technically, as far as I know, the only people who can legally do something about this to stop your partner or your ex-partner or whomever from hurting other people. I don't know what the laws are like in your country, but in the UK here, we have laws to protect people who are experiencing psychological abuse from domestic violence. If you are worried, if this is really daunting to go to the police, I understand, it's okay. You know what? There are charities, there are phone lines that you can call where people can help and give you advice. You've got the Citizen Advice Bureau. If you want legal advice when someone screwed you over. You have victim support, you have Samaritans, you have the Echo Society. These are just some examples in the UK of how you can talk to someone for free on the phone. And if you need help, if you want to bring someone to justice, if you want to go to the police but you're too scared to, you don't know how, make use of these phone numbers. They're there to help you. Seek justice, go to the police, talk to people who are trained to help you with this. What's not going to help is putting it all on social media, airing your dirty laundry, so to speak. Now, if you think, well, I want to warn people about this person, let's take a pause. Do you not think that your words of hate, your words of rage, do you not think they're going to have an impact on the people reading this? Do you not think that your words might trigger people? It is upsetting to go online and cancel culture that is so prolific now. This has become a modern day witch hunt, when now people who have had their feelings hurt are just blasting out all their personal information and everything that's happened onto social media for everyone to see, not telling the police about it, but instead allowing kangaroo courts to form online for people on Twitter to become judge, juries, and executioners of the person that you're trying to seek vengeance on. Is this really going to help you? Dwelling on this, ruminating on the pain that you've been put through, focusing on it, becoming obsessed, thinking about this person, obsessional thinking is not good for you. Energetically, when you are obsessing about someone, and let's face it, when you are seeking vengeance, it puts you in an obsessive frame of mind. It becomes the only thing that you think about. This creates a lot of emotions which just further corrode you from within. It twists you. It is dark energy. It's not good. To then focus on it every day, to go online, to stalk someone, to stalk this person who you believe has wronged you, to troll them with messages, or maybe not troll them, just constantly watching everything that they're doing and then looking for any confirmations that this person is who you think they are. This obsessional thinking is not going to help you. It's going to make you worse. Blasting them online, how is this helping you? Can you please put it to one side if you think that it's up to me to warn people about this person? Maybe put your ego to one side and think, am I actually helping people by bringing awareness, or am I just bringing more hatred and anger into the world? Be mindful of the words that you put out there, okay? Be very mindful. Words contain a lot of energy and have an impact on people who are reading them. Your words are important. Your thoughts are important. Pay attention to what you're thinking and what you're dwelling on. If you want to truly move on from your ex, seeking vengeance is not the answer. Because when you do this, when you dwell on thoughts of vengeance, this is very low in energy and vibration. Dr. Emoto, with his pictures of water crystals, you can go online to check this out. Thoughts of dwelling on peace and love and forgiveness creates beautiful symmetrical shapes. Dwelling on anger, hatred, fear, disgust, rage creates shapes that are ugly looking, they're misshapen, they're twisted, they're deformed. If you want to move on from your ex, if you truly want to move on from this, truly want to just put this behind you, become a better person, rise above, become more resilient, become more empowered, focusing your thoughts on vengeance is not the way to go. The world is suffering. Everyone experiences suffering. There are always going to be situations in which people try to hurt you, whether it's intentional or not. It happens to everyone. If we then focus our thoughts on seeking vengeance on those who have wronged us, the whole world is going to be destroyed. Hate begets more hate. What's the saying? An eye for an eye makes the world go blind. If you want to see a change in society, if you truly want to evolve in your humanity, if you want the world to evolve, you need to be a part of this, of not buying into hate, feeding more hate. If you want to stop this cycle of people destroying each other. Us human beings, we are endowed with divine intelligence. What this means is we are able to monitor our thoughts. We are able to choose what we want to pay attention to and what not. We have higher order thought compared to other animals, for example. Obviously, we don't know for sure whether animals ruminate about their experiences, but us humans, this higher order thought is both a blessing and a curse. The curse side of it is that with ruminating, we end up giving energy to particular thoughts, which just get stronger and stronger and stronger. And what this does, this creates a prison for us where we can only see that way of thinking. We are stuck in this inner reality, which is not actually what's happening. This is the power of your thoughts. In Tibetan Buddhism, they call this kroppa. These are thoughts which lead you astray. Be mindful. We all have a capacity for this, and it's up to you with your intention, with your will, with your willpower, to realize what's going on. If you realize that you're stuck in a cycle of ruminating, of obsessional thinking, of seeking vengeance, it's up to you and only you to change. Getting stuck in victim mentality, thinking I need to call this person out so that I can seek vengeance and feel better about myself. I need to be the savior here and cure the world of the illness of this person. No, it's only up to you to change. You are responsible for your mental health and only you. And yes, people may be the cause of this, and maybe you have really been screwed over. Maybe you have been really hurt. I'm not saying that this isn't right, but dwelling on how much of a victim you are is not going to empower you to make a change, to do something different. It is up to you to let go of these thoughts. It is up to you to force yourself to move on from this. It is up to you, as I said at the beginning of this video with the maintaining cycle, it's up to you to stop this cycle and to create a new cycle. For you to stop this addiction. Only you can stop addictive behaviors. And this starts with you consciously willing to drop the thought, to let go of your attachment to your thoughts, let go of the attachment to this story that you've created in your head, regardless of whether it's justified that this person deserves punishment. How about focusing on healing yourself instead? So, How do you move on from your ex? If it helps to go online to find information, to get clarity about why your ex behaved the way they did, okay, fine. But there's going to be a point where you will have to drop it and let it go for your own sanity. And if listening to these words triggers a feeling of anger towards me, like, how dare you say that, how dare you invalidate my suffering just by saying, just let it go. At some point, you're going to have to. Otherwise, this just continues obsessional thinking. For your own sanity, you will at some point need to let it go. So when's it going to start? How long are you going to let this fester within yourself? How long are you going to let this obsessional thinking twist you and corrode you from inside? Why not choose to do something different today? Force yourself to think of different things, to just drop the thought, to transform it to existential anger. Like I said earlier, okay, what can I change within myself? What can I change within myself to stop this from happening? How can I change my lifestyle, my thought patterns, my habits, how I react in conflicting and challenging situations? It all starts with you. It doesn't start from waiting for other people to make a change. It starts with you making a change. What does it look like living as your higher self? Self-actualization, unfolding into all you can be. To raise your vibration means to be focusing on thoughts which produce happiness, to focus on finding peace, cultivating inner peace, boosting self-esteem. Why don't you get stuck into a new hobby? A hobby that you've wanted to do for a while but you never got around to. So to end, for those who think, how do I get vengeance on my abusive ex? Well, people who are dysfunctional are not particularly happy people, are they? Misery loves company. It can be quite upsetting for the dysfunctional ex to see you moving on, to see you being happy, to see you improving as a result of this dysfunctional relationship. This in itself is actually the best form of revenge, but that comes from letting go of the need for revenge in the first place. So paradoxically, to get the best revenge is to let go of the need for revenge. Let this chapter of your life go. Any information that you need to make sense of it, to get those, aha, that's why it happened. Okay, do. Watch videos, read, talk to people, but accept at some point that you will need to let it all go and focus on this new exciting chapter of your life. Be the change that you want to be and stop dwelling on thoughts of rage and anger and vengeance. It's only hurting yourself, and it's infecting other people who have to see your words, who have to listen to your words. Be mindful of the impact that your words have on other people. So these are just my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and we'll leave it there for now. Take care for now. Bye-bye.